Hi everyone, this is Anne again for the Soulmate Twin Flame Oracle reading for this week. Okay, so we're 1 week away from Christmas, and this is also the week of the winter solstice or the summer solstice. The summer solstice and the winter solstice, though they are a lot alike, they are totally different. Okay, so I will give you a little brief rundown on what they represent. Now that we're coming into the winter solstice actually represents us going into a new sun. We're actually ending the old sun, which starts on the 21st, and it's usually a 3 to 5 day process when the old sun just goes to rest. Many will call it as it's completely like going away, as in dying, but it's not exactly dying. It's actually rebirthing a new sun, so that we can get ready for our lives in the new sun, the new day. And it's a celebration, as it says it on my shirt. That's why I wore the shirt, because it's a celebration. There's many different cultures that celebrate this time of the year. There's different rituals. We have different holidays. We celebrate, well, I celebrate Christmas and New Year's. So we are coming into a new beginning, and a new beginning of 2018, which is going to be a totally amazing year. And a lot of the things that we've done in 2017, it's going to be going into like a rolling into 2018. So if you didn't finish everything like we talked about before throughout the whole year of what we need to do and how to enhance our lives and just start over again and make ourselves happier, this is the year. This is going to be your year. This is going to be my year. We're going to do this together. Okay, so this is where the winter solstice comes in. It's a time of people, you know, going into like a reflection mode. I mean, many will say, well, I'm going to hibernate and I'm not going to like focus on too much. I'm just going to focus on, a lot of people like to just sit at home and do nothing and just eat. I mean, or not eat, but more of like just relax and just take it easy, which is fine. I mean, I like to do that too. But this is actually a time to start over again. This is a time to get busy, actually. So get out those planners, get out those journals, start writing down things, start planning everything you can. I know that we're still at the end of Mercury retrograde, which Mercury retrograde is going to be ending very soon. But we do have a shadow phase. So let's start by just easing into the planning, easing into the itineraries, making things happen, but not so much of like, well, I got to do it now. I got to do it now. Even like New Year's resolutions. Okay. With New Year's resolutions, they're great to start on January 1st, but most people don't usually fulfill them past January 15th or January 30th. So you know what? You want to give yourself a startup date, but not like stick to that startup date like it's do or die, because a lot of us are, you know, planning our own kind of like resolutions, and I'll probably go into that more towards the end of the month. But for now, it's more of like what you're going to be planning to do, not so much like making those resolutions put to work right now. This is a good time to start looking at everything, reflecting on things that has happened to you. Now with summer solstice, now that's another thing, okay? This is a time of, again, celebration, but it's also the sun going into a new day as well as it's slowing down, it's winding down. So the first 6 months, which starts December 21st, and it goes like for 6 months, it just starts to bring up a new beginning, new sun. It's working up until the summer solstice. So the summer solstice is like, oh, we're here at the peak time and it's rebirth time. And you know what? I want to make things happen right now. So it's kind of like with winter solstice, but a little bit more energized. You're actually more energized because, for one, the day is the longest day of the year, which for winter solstice, it's the shortest day of the year. So take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. Do something creative. Do something inspirational to help others as well as yourself. I like to do things for myself because it helps me recharge so that I can help others, so I can help you. I love making videos. I love talking to you all. I love communicating with you all, your emails and comments and everything that we experience together. This is an energy exchange. I really enjoy it, and I have so many plans for 2018, and Lord willing, I am going to make them happen, because that's what my plan is, to make things happen and help everybody as much as I can. But you need to help yourself. You need to focus on what is your goal, your plans, and put them to work. Okay, because that's what it's all about. Now, I do have an announcement. So this week I'm going to be offering the same promotion as I did for Black Friday, Thanksgiving, and Cyber Week. And you can look for that in your newsletter if you don't already have it. You can subscribe to me also, and you will be able to get the offers and the special notices that I do put out weekly, along with letting you know when I have a new blog article posted or a new video posted. I just want to thank you all for subscribing to me. As I've always said to you all, I really appreciate it. It's a true blessing to me. It has done so much in my life, and I'm so happy that I could be able to do so much in your life, as you all have expressed it to me. And if you're not subscribed to me, I really hope that you can, because I really want you to be a part of our community, and just so that we can share, so we can energy exchange, so that we can, it's a give and take, like, so you're receiving just like I'm receiving. This is a reading that I'm going to be giving to you. It is actually a message from the angels and the guides that are giving you something that you need to know, something you need to take with you. Now, if you've landed on this video and it doesn't pertain to any of the dates that are listed in the title or description, like I said, it is a message for you, and you need to let it absorb, okay? So if you have any questions, please post them in the comments area. I really enjoy reading your stories and just communicating with you all. It's like I said, I love it. It's wonderful. I love you all. Okay, so without further delay, let's begin the reading. All right, I've meditated and shuffled the cards, asking the angels to give us a message, give us something that we need to know for this upcoming week and what we're going through in our lives, to help us, to enlighten us, I should say, so that we can make the right decisions, so that we can make the right choices on whatever that may be. Sometimes we don't know, but sometimes we need guidance, and sometimes it's not what we want to hear, but it's something that we need to hear. So the card that I've used today were the very beautiful Archangel Michael by Doreen Virtue Oracle cards. I love this deck. It's very spiritual, and it speaks to me. I don't use it that often, and I felt that it was perfect for this week's reading. Okay, so you may hear my kisses. You may hear my dog in the background, so just to let you know, that little jingle noise. Okay, so the first card that I pulled, oh, Let Go of Fear. Okay, now as you can see, he's looking up. He knows that there is something that God is shining towards him, a light. And he's giving himself to a point where he's releasing, he's detaching himself. There's a fear-based energy with this angel, and this fear-based angel is looking upon God to release whatever it is. There may be something in your life, something that you're afraid of. Maybe it's not a fear-based energy that that just recently happened, but sometimes we carry on with us a very dark type of energy, and we don't realize it, but we're actually pulling negativity upon us, because that fear-based energy is actually going to reach out to another fear-based energy, and another, and before you know it, you are in a full-fledged panic attack. Now, I know that because it's the holidays, I know that because we're coming to the end of the year and everybody's trying to get like deadlines in and do things before December 31st, this is not a good time to make any type of decisions that you have to make right now. Things can wait, things can happen, but don't be afraid. You have to trust. You have to stop looking at the past and making things to the point where you're fearing the worst, and you're looking at the past and you're afraid that the past is going to repeat itself, because honestly, it doesn't. I mean, sometimes it does, but that's if you allow the fear-based energy to attack, sort of like it it'll just come to you without knowing, and before you know it, that anxiety that I'm talking about turns into a panic attack, and you're not yourself, and it takes you time to get you back to yourself. Why do that to yourself? Why allow that one little fear-based energy to dominate your whole life? You need to focus on your inner truth, because your inner truth is telling you that it's time to just move forward. With the winter solstice coming in, it's a rebirth. It's a time that we need to let that negative energy that we've been holding on to and whatever we've been fearing, just let it pass. Don't look at it as something that may come through, because you will be surprised what destiny, what the universe has in store for you. Maybe that relationship that you've been waiting for hasn't manifested yet. And I know sometimes it takes time. I know sometimes it's a very difficult process. But whatever that situation is, if it is meant to be, if it isn't meant to be, you need to really examine what you want in your life and not go with fear. Going with the fear-based energy, fearing the worst, fearing that that person is never going to come back, that person will never return, or nobody will ever come into your life. Maybe you're never going to find a true soulmate, a divine soulmate, your divine partner, whatever that person is that is meant to come into your life. You need to stop fearing the worst. Maybe you've been experiencing a very negative path with relationships. Maybe it just keeps following itself over and over, and it's the same situation, but maybe a little different, but it just keeps repeating itself. This is a time to change that pattern. Stop it. Cut the cords with that negative energy that you've been holding on to, that every relationship you have is going to turn into that, or the relationship that you're currently in is going south, it's going negative, it's creating a toxic feeling inside your heart that you need to release. That's not coming from within. That's coming from the fear-based energy. That's coming from negativity. And you know what? It'll just grow and grow and grow. So you really have to let go of the fear and just release it. Kind of like, you know, you open your arms and just submit yourself and say, you know what, I'm going to release it. I'm going to release mind, body, and spirit into the world so that the universe can show me, God can lead me. And that's where the fear-based energy is here. It's gotta go. It has to go. Okay, so let's go to the next card. Okay, believe and trust. Okay, now, as you can see, the angel is holding his sword. His sword is, I don't know if you could see that. Okay, there we go. The sword is beautiful. It's amazing. It's giving him a light. It's giving him inspiration, because he knows that he needs to believe. He needs to trust. As you can see, the prayer that is beneath this card, we'll read it. Before going to sleep tonight, say, Archangel Michael, please enter my dreams and replace fear with faith and trust. Let me be filled with strength, courage, and confidence. Okay, now that is so true. We need to have this. We need to believe in this. We need to trust with what our heart is telling us. Now, like what I was saying in this first card, the fear-based energy is putting all these different thoughts into your mind. It's putting negative energy into your life. Maybe you're thinking, I'm never going to find that true soulmate, like I said, because you're not believing and trusting. Maybe she's not coming back. Maybe he's not ever going to come back. Maybe we are not soulmates. Maybe we are not twin flames. Maybe we are not destined to be together. Maybe this is something that is not going to happen. Well, you need to believe and trust. If you've gotten this far, and if you've worked on yourself and you know the things that you know in your heart, you have to believe and trust. The things that you're going through right now sometimes are very grueling. Sometimes they're very difficult because there's a purpose. And I did explain this in previous videos on what the process is when people go through different types of conflictions, soulmate conflictions, energy rebalancing, whatever that may be. In order for your divine union to come through, you have to believe and trust. You know in your heart, you're the one that's, you're the only one that can confirm this energy that you're feeling with this person. So if you're going through a difficult time with your divine soulmate and you're not connecting, you're not seeing things eye to eye, your energy right now is going like 100 miles an hour in so many different directions, and you're saying, I just can't do this anymore. I'm going to disconnect. I'm going to cut the cords. I'm going to find a way to cut the cords and the ties and just sever it all and just walk away and find somebody new. Well, if you can do that, then you know what? You need to do that, because then that means one thing. You were never really connected with this person, okay? The one thing I will say, though, is that I see this a lot, and they end up going right back to where they were before they said all of these things, and sometimes with more anxiety because they thought that something would work. So in other words, if you can't cut off from your soulmate, if you can't disconnect, then obviously it's a divine purpose that you two are still connected. If you are able to disconnect, then you know what? Then you may have misread your own intuition, your own feelings, your spirituality. I mean, sometimes that can go on for a little while, a week or two, even a month, and you think to yourself, okay, I'm cut off from this person. I did, you know, whatever I found. I don't know where you find it, but you find something on the internet, or somebody tells you what to do in order to cut those cords or those ties, sever it completely. And you know what? You may feel it, but guess what? It doesn't work, because you have to believe and trust into what your heart has been telling you, what the messages you're getting. You're getting different types of messages coming through that's telling you believe and trust. Now, we've gotten, I believe in the previous reading, something very similar. So I honestly will say that this is a message going out to somebody and to you. Like I said, you have the option to walk away. And if you're able to, then you're not really connected to that person. And that's something that you may have had a life lesson, somebody that made an impact. Because sometimes we do have soulmates that come into our lives. Sometimes they're not meant to be the life partner. Sometimes people are married to these people for many, many years until they do find their, let's say, the twin flame. And then the twin flame comes into their life, and you know what, changes everything right around, and you know, it's a different lifestyle for that person. This is why I'm saying you need to go with it, with what your intuition is telling you, with the messages that you're getting. Sometimes it's a waiting period, and I know that the waiting period can be very difficult, but there's ways around it, and that's why you have to believe and trust. You have to give it. You have to give it to God. You have to just release it. Focus on yourself. Focus on who you are. Like I said, because the winter solstice is beginning, the new year is beginning, it's time to believe and trust. How about making a vision board about belief, trust, and faith? That is a wonderful vision board. I think I will make one, or I will add it to my planner and my vision board as well, because we can always have this. Having faith is really important in our lives. Okay, so let's go to the next card. You forgive yourself. You've done nothing wrong. And as you can see, this beautiful angel is holding the baby. This angel of love is holding also a little lamb, a beautiful little creature. And there's also, it looks like a goat on the bottom. It's so cute. I love it. I love the artwork in this. It's very unique. And the angel is looking upon this baby and telling this baby, just forgive yourself. This baby is actually you. This baby is actually, you're holding on to every ounce of energy that this angel is giving you, because we are children deep inside. And this angel is saying, forgive yourself. You've done nothing wrong. And as a prayer on the bottom, I will read it again. I ask that you help me to let go of self-blame and forgive myself. Please guide me in releasing my toxic anger or fear toward others. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for allowing me to feel centered and at peace. And you know what? That's so true. We need to let go. We need to forgive ourselves, because no, you haven't done anything wrong. Maybe your mind keeps telling you, you're wrong. You shouldn't have done this. Your insecurities just grow, and your insecurities is making you feel that you are so low inside. And you know what? This is why you need to focus on believing and trusting. I feel like that is the key message here. Believe and trust. Forgiving yourself, because the Divine Feminine sometimes will say, this is a Divine Feminine card, saying that I've done nothing wrong. Why am I feeling this way? Because you're not letting go of the fear. You're not letting go of what is being given to you. You're getting signs. You're getting the light. You're getting all different types of messages come to you. I know you are. But you know what? You're not trusting to say, okay, I'm just going to let it go. And by doing this, I find that meditation helps a lot. I find that looking deep inside your soul center and meditating over what is truth inside of you really does help me anyways to let go of the fear-based energies. I sometimes will hold on to a lot. I will, you know, I absorb a lot. I'm human. And this is why I bring up a lot of these topics with you all when I talk to you, because I'm seeing a lot of these messages come through, not only to you but to me, and I understand totally. I understand totally where you're going, what everybody needs in their life. We all are united. We are all like one. And if we can all like connect into our soul center, life would be so much easier. The world would be so much easier. And I'm not going to go into how the world should be because, you know, there's a lot of things, there's a lot of flaws into it. But you forgive yourself because you are the world right now. You're in your own world. Maybe you're finding that this person that you're involved with is just mistreating you. Maybe she's or he is separated from you and not giving you a chance to explain yourself because you feel you have done something wrong. You feel you have said something that was very negative, maybe something that you may have did very negative, and actually you probably didn't do anything, but your mind is telling you, you've done this, you've done this. That little negative voice will just grow and grow and grow. Before you know it, you're in that fear-based energy like I mentioned before, and you're not believing and trusting. So things can just have a flip. So why not let the flip happen and just trust into what the heart is telling you? And I know I preached to you guys about having positivity in your life and bringing in love and light and saying all these positive affirmations, but I really do mean it because it really does work. Once you start absorbing it, once you start learning about it and understanding it, it becomes like second nature. And it's like, why didn't I do this before? It's kind of like when a person builds up their strength physically. You know, we've all been there. We all exercise one time or another. Some of us are more into it. I exercise every single day, not just for my body, but just for my spirit, just to be stronger. And this is why I'm saying maybe you have exercised your body and you've lifted weights, you ran, you've done yoga, you've done all these different types of exercises. You've gotten stronger. You've felt better. The same way goes with your spirituality. Your spirit needs to be worked out, so to speak. You need to work out. If you're not working out spiritually, you're really not going to combat any type of obstacle that comes in front of you. And then this is where your mind just plays tricks on you and all these negative thoughts just start coming in and all of this just becomes the total opposite. So this is why it's time to forgive yourself, time to let go. You did not do anything wrong. You were who you are, and if nobody understands that, then they're just going to have to live with it, because you can't keep telling this person one thing and they don't want to hear you because they don't want to open themselves. Sometimes if you're in a like a situation very commonly called the runner and the chaser stages, and this is in all the soulmate groups, they may go through it, that they're running from not that person, but actually from themselves in some type of way. Maybe there's something they're afraid of. Maybe there is something that they just don't want to understand. Maybe they're just commitment phobia. Whatever it may be, whatever issue, everybody's different why they run. And you have to understand that you did not do this to them. Don't blame yourself. You did not create all of this. They created it upon themselves, and guess what? They are not happy. Like I've mentioned before in my previous video that I made, I was a runner too with my twin flame, and that's why I can relate to what runners go through. Every runner runs from something, and maybe your runner or chaser stages is a lot different than what mine was and what we went through many years ago. This is why I understand. I had to go through it. You can watch my video. It's on my YouTube or Facebook page that you could understand about it. But I have to tell you, forgive yourself because you did not do anything wrong. Okay, so let's go to the last card. Okay, perfect card. Positive thoughts create positive results. And you know what? As you can see, Archangel Michael, as he's soaring through the sky, and he's kind of got like a rainbow of colors. He's got beautiful wings, and he's flying towards the light. He's rising up. And as this card says, if you could see it, divine love and wisdom, I call upon you now. I know that my mind and emotions are eternally and continuously connected to you. I ask my higher self to be aware and conscious of the love and light that is within every person and situation. And divine love, divine wisdom, divine energy creates positive results. You need to focus on that. When you focus on the love that you have, it turns around everything. When you're feeling down, when you're worried, when you're down and depressed, or feeling like nothing is ever going to change with your soulmate, with your divine partner, with your twin flame, don't keep blaming yourself. Don't keep putting this energy upon yourself that you're not forgiving yourself for the energy that has happened, because you are turning things completely upside down. Instead, you have to just take a deep breath and say, I am going to say a positive affirmation. And once you start saying these positive affirmations, it's easy to cry. It's easy to look negative at things and purge out all this anger, purge out all this sorrow. That's easy. That's what we do because we're human. It's very difficult to try to turn it around and be strong, like I mentioned before about working out your spirit, because that positive energy dominates. And once you start turning it around and start building it up and putting it into your soul, into your spirit, what happens is it actually turns around everything, because it takes time and energy and effort to bring in the positive feelings, the positive light into your life. Now, once you start doing this, maybe, like, I'll give you an example. Why is she always doing this to me? Does she love me? Why isn't she responding to me? Why doesn't she communicate with me? Well, instead of saying all these things to yourself that she's never going to do these things, she's never going to give to you, why not turn it around and say, I'm going to give her some space. I'm going to let her be. I'm going to just let her focus on what she needs to focus, because I'm here and I know she will come back because I believe and I trust. Forgive yourself. You didn't do anything wrong. So when you start putting this mentality into place and say, I am going to focus on me and I'm going to work on myself and let her work on herself, this is when the energy like reverses itself, because it's automatically reciprocated. When you have a divine connection with someone, they automatically feel it. You are divinely connected, so to speak, and that's why you can feel them and they can feel you. This is why you can't disconnect. This is why you can't like cut off the ties. It's cutting off a part of you because there's a purpose there. Now, sometimes this person is not the type of soulmate that everybody kind of like stereotypes that that's the type that you will be with forever. No, no, no. Get that out of your mind, because we are sent different types of soulmates for purposes in our lives to enhance and to help us grow and evolve in our life spiritually. If you're constantly focusing on, well, I want my divine twin flame to come into my life, or my internal soulmate, my compatible soulmate to be in my life. That's the one I choose because I've read all the different descriptions on each soulmate, that I want that one in my life. It's not like that. It's not like you can just go like on Match.com and decide who you think you're most compatible with. It's who the divine is sending you for that moment. Sometimes it's not a long-term moment. Maybe it's not a long-term relationship, but you have to live it. You have to grow with it. And that's where you have to be positive about it, because maybe you're only meant to live with that person for 25 years. And then somebody else is going to come in. I'm not saying that this is what is planned for you, but I'm just telling you that sometimes we are married to people for so many years that we find the divine soulmate later on, because that soulmate that we had helped us grow for a portion of our life. We had children with that person. We had a very beautiful life, but something happened that we kind of shifted and drifted in a different way. It's not the same. So everybody's situation is different, and I don't want to go into every category. But this reading is mostly generated towards love. So that's why I try to get like a larger area so that you can understand. Maybe this relates to your situation, or maybe you've never met your soulmate. So if you have never met your divine soulmate, you have to remember, let go of fear, believe, trust, forgive yourself, and bring in positive energy. You're going to find love. If it is going to be on a short-term basis or a long-term basis, at least you will find love. Being open-minded, positive thoughts create positive results. That's where you need to focus on, because everything comes in layers, and if you're just focusing on one particular type, you're really limiting yourself. You really are. Okay? I really hope you've enjoyed this reading, and if you have any questions, please post them in the comments area. I really can't give a full reading inside the comments area. A few of you have asked me. It should be more private. I know a lot of people do this, but I don't like to do public readings on a website, okay? If you would like to book your own personalized reading, I do phone, chat, and email readings, which you can find the links inside my description area. I have several different blogs and articles that you're also more than welcome to read. Also, you can check out my other videos on my YouTube or Facebook page that may help you understand your situation. I have Q&A videos as well. I really do want to thank you all for the support that you've given me. Like I said before, I can't express how much gratitude it is. And if you like this video, please give me the thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. Okay, so I just want to say to you all, happy winter solstice, and I hope you are all taking time out for yourselves and getting ready for your holiday. So until next time, God bless and namaste.